So you see, this is my stuff that you're selling. And look, you've got bags of like t-shirts, hoodies. Alright, so we've come down to the hotel lobby where we'll go and get food. Show you around a little bit. One of the things about this place is that, the water features probably ruining the noise. This place is by far the nicest of the hotels because, well, there are a few hotels for this competition. The athletes are in a few, and then all the IWF sort of board members are in the rest. So because this is the place where all the IWF board members are, it's just extra nice. All the money, and we don't know, well, we kind of know where all this money comes from. Seeing as they haven't even sold the TV rights, so I know that that's a bulk of their money because we looked through their financial reports recently. They didn't sell the TV rights, so that money hasn't come in. So quite where this money's come to, or come from, where they get to be in a place like this, get served food, you know, maybe they're still taking bribes, we don't know. But that's why we happen to be in this incredibly nice place. We were fortunate enough to get a little bit of a discount because it's heavily overpriced. But I think most of these IWF board members, they just get to come along and have a pretty good time. A pretty fun first and second session that Nick managed to film. Australia turned up, they'd flown in, didn't get here until about 4 AM, but still they showed up pretty strong. Carl Bruce snatched, I think, 140, clean and jerked 170, cleaned 175, back squatted 220 for a single, so great to see him and Team Australia. David Leety also there, the big man from New Zealand, who, by the way, is currently weighing a hair over 180 kilos, so he's genuinely giving Lasha a rival. He didn't train today because he clean and jerked 208 yesterday, so he was just keeping it kind of light. He was basically DJ for the whole training hall, put some good music on, good vibes only in the training hall, which is kind of nice. Team GB was there. Freya Morrow obviously not there because she's actually competing in a few hours. In fact, when you watch this, we'll be showing what she hit in the competition at the end of this video. But Sarah Davies did lift 75 double in the power snatch, 80 kilo sort of pow on the second attempt, 100 kilo power clean and jerk, 95 kilo snatch pulls, that sort of stuff. So again, going relatively light for her. Kedemar Vallania from Venezuela once again turned up, and once again he went kind of heavy. He's gone heavy almost every session, which is really impressive. He hit a power clean up to 190 kilos, which is crazy. He cleaned 200, he power snatched 130, and we've got a few lifts on the way up there, I think. Luis Mosquera from Colombia was also there, 90 kilo power snatch, 140 power clean and jerk. He was a little bit tricky to film because he's on the far end, but we managed to get a little bit of that at least. So we're heading in now, we're going to walk the 20-minute walk that we do every day to the training hall, where we're going to see a little bit more from Team Georgia, so we'll see you then. That was a ridiculously fun session. For the first time we got proper mind games, almost like we did with Meso and Rostami that I filmed a while ago, and we did with Pliesnoi and Bodhi. This time it was Pliesnoi and Meso. So Meso turned up. I asked him what he was going to do. I knew he wasn't in the best shape. I mean, he hit that 280 back squat yesterday and it looked tough. His best is 305. So I know that he's kind of in the low 90% of strength. He said that he was going to just do some heavy cleans. Turns out he was doing clean and jerks. And right in front of him was Pliesnoi, and most interestingly, Pliesnoi's coach, the Georgian coach, Georgi Asanidze. And Georgi Asanidze was watching every single rep. I got some of the videos of it where you can see Meso goes to lift, and Pliesnoi and Asanidze just sit there and watch him, just trying to take in what sort of shape is he in, can we beat him? And Meso didn't do so well. Pliesnoi actually looked pretty good. I know he's still got his knee problems. Pliesnoi stacked up to 160 for a few singles. Meso hit a 190 clean and jerk, a 210 clean and jerk, jumped to 220, missed the first clean, just couldn't get under it, tried it again, clocked it, dropped back down to work that up, hit 195, took a 20 kilo jump to 215, trying to split the difference between what he'd made and missed earlier, cleaned it, very tough clean, missed the jerk. So yeah, Nick's raising his eyebrows. Yeah, it was interesting. The Georgians were there watching, like these two camps were highly aware of each other. On the Georgian side also, Rezi Devitadze, the 89, he went pretty heavy. This was a heavy session for him. He snatched 160 for like a cluster double. Sort of didn't sit down, but you know, maybe 45 seconds rest in between the two singles. He then hit 193 in the clean and jerk. I did a little interview with him. impromptu. He was just telling me about how he had a little bit of surgery a while ago, so he hasn't been able to train properly. He blacked out in training, woke up in the surgery hall, which is kind of crazy. Good session.
I opened night, operation room.
Wow.
September, and 25 days after.
Yeah.
Finland, European.
Finland, yeah.
After championships.
Yeah, yeah.
Finland, coronavirus.
And your best training lifts?
No?
Yeah, like ever?
Ever. 173 snatch and 207 clean jerk.
7, wow, okay. Team USA turned up, so I got a little bit of footage. Kaiser whip, 130 no contact muscle snatch. He's sending for Lasha, you can tell. Lasha, by the way, just did some snatch push press, some back squats up to 285 for doubles, so nothing much. Heavy day for Lasha tomorrow. Bodhi Santavi was there, Meredith Alwyn turned up, Olivia Reeves turned up, couldn't get any shots of her, but she was there. Team Ireland, so Sean was there, Jamaica was here, so Amari. All in all, a really fun session. The 55s just went ahead, so we'll recap that later. I'm going to go back to the training hall now. I've just done my confrontation of all of the fake clothing stuff they're selling, which is crazy. People keep saying it's, you know, we should just be like, in some ways just flattered that they think it's valuable to print weightlifting house stuff, which it is. We sell quite a lot of clothing, to be fair, but that is just ridiculous. Like, the logo doesn't even fit on the t-shirts. It's fake Nike that it's printed on. So I basically just said I want free stuff. So I just took loads of official sort of world merch, which probably isn't even official, to be honest, but I don't even know what to say. So this is just to show you like how much sort of almost like in the hornet's nest we are. Like, it's so bizarre that we are, of all people, I think I've probably reported on what's going on in the IWF, the corruption, maybe not quite as much as Brian Oliver, but after him maybe the most. And so to be here is weird. I mean, just remember, like, I think it was something like of the 80 people who were trying to run for the IWF board for the next election, they brought in this independent panel who determined that something like 30 to 40 of them weren't able to be represented because of criminal activities. And they're still all here. I think for Nick as well, who's never been to one of these competitions, it's a bit of an eye-opener to see who they are, how kind of out of touch with weightlifting they seem to be. Like, they don't necessarily do a huge amount. I should actually get my voice down, honestly. Nick's nodding behind the camera, so let's wrap this up. Okay, so we're currently here because I just received messages that the vendors here are selling counterfeit weightlifting house products on fake like Nike hoodies and t-shirts. I got sent videos of like tens and tens, maybe 50, maybe 100 products that they're trying to sell. So I'm going to go confront them and prove that it's me by showing them my weightlifting house Instagram, if it loads, because if it doesn't, that's not going to work so well. Alright, let's see if they have it.
Hi.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Sorry.
So you see. Excuse me. This is my stuff that you're selling, and you haven't told me, and you're printing it on clothing. How, like, what's going on? No, I know what it is. It's my logo on a fake Nike, and you're selling it. And look, you've got bags of like t-shirts, hoodies, all weightlifting house. And you didn't tell me, or you didn't ask for permission to do it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I want all of this stuff for free. Okay, so I think what's going to happen is that I can get some free other stuff. I'm not going to make them stop selling it because, like, fuck it. Like, it is what it is. But I'm definitely getting free other stuff from this.
Yeah, you know that. You know what I'm talking about.
Me? No, I don't want it.
You?
No.
I mean,
I have
no money. No money.
I don't want it. It's not. I don't need it. The logo doesn't even fit on. Like, it's making my brand look pretty bad. I'll be honest. That's awkward. I want some t-shirts.
I wonder if the Nike's real. There's no way that Nike's real, my guy. Not a chance. Wait, here, look at this thing. No way.
But like, if this was somewhere else, I'd be kind of shit. So yeah, it is what it is. We'll work it out.
That's funny.
Classic.
I thought you.
Yeah, classic. Typical. Yeah.
It's a small misunderstanding.
Yeah, just a little mistake. Yeah. Oh well.
That's awkward. I thought you were just plunking your stuff here and able to sell
No,
it.
if they'd have asked me, I'd have been like, yeah, let's do it. Let's sell it, make a cut. But
Jeez.
no, I just want some of the IWF like t-shirts that I'm now concerned those aren't official either.
No,
I'm just
they're
gonna be-
right inside the venue, like the
those are
official ones.
official?
Yep.
So hopefully you can enjoy the dulcet tones of the music that's playing as we're sat here going through these sessions. Also, actually, just a very quick one. I was just in the bathroom and someone high up in the IWF just came in and told me that they have the IOC meeting today, and unofficially he can tell me that he's pretty sure that Paris is safe and that we are going to be in the Olympics. So take that with a pinch of salt, but that's good news. So training, I went to the training hall after confronting this guy about stealing all of our stuff. Not stealing, printing our logo on stuff and selling it for money. And it was a pretty empty training hall. The Danish girls were there, which is good. So I was able to film them. They were just doing some back squats, some pulls. I think that's because they generally had, well, two of them had already finished competing. One of them, Milena, I think, she was doing pretty heavy snatches, heavy clean and jerks because she's not competing until Sunday in the 64B session. Then the following session, the Armenians came back again. What's bizarre about the Armenians is we said to Gore, what are you doing? And he said, big, really big session. We asked Simone, what are you doing? He said, really light session. And in the end, it was Simone who power snatched 170. He worked up to 170, missed it, and then made it. It was a pow. Very convincing 160. And then he snatched 180, and then he jerked 240. What's crazy about the jerk, because he went 160, and then he jumped, so he did 120, 160, 40 kilo jump, then 160, 210, 50 kilo jump, and then 210, 240, another 30 kilo jump. So he jerked 240, which is obviously huge, it's a kilo under the world record. It's equal to his best clean and jerking competition. Gore and Lalian, they clean and jerked 220, they all did some back squats. One of the things that really impressed me was they did their seated strict press, which is something the Armenians always do. They sit on some plates like this, clean it up, and then just do some strict press. Gore was the weakest of the three. I mean, he was still strong, but he did a double at 110. Could have done more, but left it there. Simone did 110 for a few, and then 120, I think, for a single or a double. Then Lalian went up just to 130 and just manhandled it up like this, and then strict pressed it for maybe 3 reps at 130. It looked like he could have easily done, honestly, like maybe 160. He looked very strong. So all in all, a good session. Oh, Yasmin Stevens from Malta also turned up, so I was able to get a little bit of her, but she's on the other side of the pool, so it was a little bit tricky. And oh, and good news as well, we've been able to speak with the IWF. The whole limitation of media has been altered. It's still bad. We're still only allowed down 2 strips. We're not allowed in, but at least we don't have to be sort of sectioned off. So that's good news. Let's head over to the 55s women and the 61 men. In the women's 55 kilo A session, the snatch bronze medal went to Adijat Olarinoye of Nigeria with 90 kilos. She was just pipped by 1 kilo by Svetlana Samuliak of Ukraine with 91 kilos. And then she in turn was bettered again just by 1 kilo by Goframe Belkir of Tunisia. Belkir was clearly very excited to win her first senior medal and declined her final attempt, happy with 92 kilos and a slim lead, which is really rare to have done, but declining a lift in the snatch you don't really ever see. Britain's Freya Morrow went 3 for 3 to finish with a personal best 88 kilos just outside of the medals. On the clean and jerks, we had the usual situation where a B group lifter has been in contention for the gold medal. India's Sotokaibam had put up a huge personal best of 114 kilos, and it was left to the A group lifters to beat it. Nigeria's Olarinoye managed 113 kilos for bronze, and Korea's Aeunji matched Sotokaibam on 114 kilos, but since the Indian lifted earlier, she took gold. In the total, bronze went to Svetlana Samuliak of Ukraine with 201, silver to Adijat Olorenoye of Nigeria with 203, and gold to Gofrain Belkir of Tunisia, also with 203, but winning the World Championship on lifting order. It's not often a lifter wins a total gold without getting a medal in the clean and jerks. In the men's 61 snatches, Turkmenistan's Seyitjan Mirzayev laid down a mark with 128 kilos. Siraj Al Salim from Saudi Arabia had a go at besting it but couldn't manage it and was left a kilo back on 127 kilos. Two lifters could go better though. First, Georgia's Shota Mishvalidze put up 131 kilos. Mirzayev came back to attempt 132 but couldn't do it. And then Korea's Shin Rock tried the same and he landed the lift to take snatch gold and a 1 kilo lead in the total. In the clean and jerks, Al Salim had his revenge, hitting 155 kilos with the only jerk that he stuck after his Turkmenistan rival bombed out. The Georgian Mishvalidze also hit 155 and did it just before the Saudi to count ahead of him and grab the silver. The gold went again to Shin Rock though, who hit 156 kilos for the win. As so often happens, the total medals followed those of the clean and jerk, with bronze going to Al Salim with 282, silver to Mishvalidze with 286, and gold to Shin Rock with 288. Don't forget to grab the new World's 21 Uzbekistan t-shirt from weightliftinghouse.com. The link is down below. See you tomorrow.